And welcome back to the Nose Plays. I've been gone for a little while. First and foremost, I want to apologize to anybody who is following my latest series on Thea 2. I had some hardware issues. Some hardware issues that happened right around the time that I was planning to do some major new content on the channel and continue my Thea 2 campaign, and it really sucked. I've gone through multiple Windows installations, which is not a fun day, and I still haven't 100% fixed the issues that I'm having with my hardware at this point. Unfortunately, the Thea 2 campaign is donezo. I will not be revisiting it. I actually attempted to record another hour or two of gameplay and ended up failing to do so somehow. My hardware just would not work for me, and it's been down ever since. I fully intended to cover XCOM 2 Chimera Squad the day that it launched, and I didn't get a chance to do that. I'm very frustrated with this whole situation, to be perfectly honest, but you know what? Screw it. I got things kind of sort of working today on a whim, and I'm gonna just long play some Endless Legends for you guys and see how it goes. If it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well. I've had nothing but problems for the last month and a half, 2 months, maybe longer. Gosh, I don't even know how long it's been since I recorded reasonably. But I do apologize. I'm sorry that things kind of didn't work out. I was working on solving the sound issues and probably created more problems with some bad drivers and other things going on. So that being said, we're going to have some fun tonight, hopefully, and maybe get some people in the stream to contribute to what I'm doing. And I'm just going to play for 1, 2, 3, who knows how many hours. Last time I did a long play, I was on for 4 hours of Thea 2. We'll be doing something similar to that tonight. This will be a one-off. I do not plan on revisiting this because I can't guarantee that I'll be able to. And I just wanted to let people know that where I'm at with things hardware-wise. My hardware is kind of working, but not reliably enough for me to record on a regular basis. So unfortunately, that's the case. If I do get it fixed, I have a lot of things that I'd like to bring to the channel, but you know, I've been playing a lot of Total War again, Total War Warhammer 2, specifically off camera, and it's been a lot of fun. I would love to bring that back to the channel. I think I have a much better understanding of what's going on. And then obviously some XCOM and a few other games would have been a lot of fun to bring to the channel, but I don't know if it's worth doing. So if you have any thoughts on that, and I do happen to get this fixed, please feel free to leave some comments in the YouTube comments section. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I have really no preferences here. I think I'm probably just going to play Vaulters because I love Vaulters. I like playing on hard, especially with the ELCP mod. ELCP makes the game significantly harder than it would otherwise be because the AI isn't a bunch of complete idiots. They're actually pretty intelligent, and they do respond accordingly to situations. So I think I'm going to go with Vaulters, though. I'm just going to show you my settings real quick, in case you're curious what they are. You can pause the video. I don't see anything super exciting there, but yeah, we're just going to play a normal game. Let's get to it. 4 minutes in. Alright, we should be in the game by 5. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful summer so far. My summer has been mostly good, but somewhat mixed, obviously. My channel has suffered, but some of the other parts of my life have improved. So I'm pretty happy about that. The one thing that has definitely improved Here's my whiskey collection. Alright, so if you're not familiar, ELCP is a community. I'm going to skip this. Alright, looks like we have a Draken. They are the pink faction. Good to know. ELCP is a modding community. It's primarily one individual with the help of a lot of other people, but one individual has created this fantastic mod, which significantly, I can't stress this enough, it so significantly improves the AI for computer-controlled players that this game is not worth playing without this mod. If you've never tried this mod, you need to find it, you need to download it. There's a Discord channel, it's real easy to get installed. You cannot install it through the Steam mod store or workshop, unfortunately, but trust me, this makes the game so much better. I would not play this game any other way at this point. That being said, let's get right into it. Let's see where we're at. So the first thing I always like to do is sort of zoom out, and I can see kind of what hemisphere I'm in. So you can see this is the northern edge of the map, and this would be kind of the southern edge of the map. So we're sort of in the southern hemisphere of this Pangea continent. There could be a few islands off to the side, but for the most part it's going to be one massive land mass. And we are in Gulgi, whatever that means. We got 4 anomalies nearby, and one of them provides approvals, so that could be good. It also provides industry, which is pretty neat. We also have some cliffs here that could make it a little interesting to traverse. And then also I notice we got lava, so this could be a problem. Walking through or over or ending your turn on lava is usually a bad thing. We have 2 temples here, but we can't reach. If we go here, we could reach one, and then here we could reach the other. Unfortunately, that tile's not a good tile to stand on, so we're probably not going to go that direction. Let's get one of our Marines and send him out this way. I'm probably going to have the hero collect both of the... Wow, there's really just... Maybe I just go here first. That's the only safe tile I can get a little bit more vision of what's north of me. Not a lot, but a little bit. Alright. What do we got here? The boss are next door to us. Let's grab our other Marine and let's just send him down here as far as we can go south. Okay. Well, we are in a fairly small area. That kind of sucks in that this is going to be our oldest city throughout the game, which means it has the most potential to grow. But we're kind of hemmed in here. We don't have a lot of opportunity to grow too large. I do kind of see maybe... Let's turn on the tiles here. So we could do... Yeah, not even really that. We could do a triangle city right here. That probably is our best bet, and it does allow us to start on a tile with plus approval. Let's go ahead and detach our hero, and then use our hero to search that ruin. Okay. Within 5 turns, get to that. We can probably accommodate that quest. Let's go ahead and move here. 5 glass steel. It probably makes sense to... I could save a little bit of dust by recombining this hero with another one of my Marines, but if I do that, I lose the ability to scout in 3 directions. This is clearly a lava zone. I'm curious where this lava thing is coming from if it's not coming from here. It looks like there's a river there. Maybe there's another lava zone up here? Alright, so... I don't... Well, before I make a decision there, let's see what kind of city we're going to get if we do settle like right here. Ooh, no dust. Let's zoom in here a little bit. There is no dust anywhere in our field. Okay, well that settles that. We're gonna have to conserve dust like crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and move her into this tile. That will reduce our upkeep costs slightly. And we'll send that army and that hero up that way. Send this one down this way maybe. This is gonna really suck with 0 dust. I can get to that tile. Oh, I need to get here though. Oh, that's a problem. Alright, well we haven't moved this unit yet. I can equip this. How much is that going to cost? I can't retrofit this unit because it's outside of my own region. Okay. Well, we definitely want to get to this tile. Yeah. Man, that's kind of a really bad start for us. We're going to have to spend a turn without a city. But I think it's worth it mainly because the industry is doubled, which means all of our other buildings are going to get built twice as fast, plus we get the approval benefit right away. Whew. Is there anywhere else worth building? 10, 15, 2, 4. Actually, I get a little bit of dust in that spot. The problem is I can't really build a city from there. I can definitely build a city from that spot, though. If I build right here, I get the massive food, but I don't get the industry. Alright, let's move to here, because this is... Alright, so the question is it worth waiting a turn to get the approval and the industry? I think the answer is yes. But that's a tough decision to make on turn 1. Ooh, this is interesting. We can actually activate this because we don't have a city yet, which gives us 20%, but more importantly, it sets our So this is something I've not come across before. So if this situation occurs in the future, you can activate this for 5 because you don't have a city. If I knew for certain that I had glass steel in one of these tiles, I would definitely do this. Because that means our first winter, we're guaranteed to get double or triple, whatever the bonus rate for gathering resources in the winter is, strategics in the winter. With the vaulters, we're guaranteed to get that in the first winter. If we don't do this, we're going to need to acquire another 5 glass steel before we can actually pop this booster and get that. Now, the downside is we don't know. We might have titanium here, which means we need 5 or potentially 10 titanium. I'm not going to do this because 20% of a very, 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 very small number is almost nothing. So the benefit financially is 0. Yeah. Actually, we could finish scouting this territory. Okay, we do not have a strategic in our starting territory. And we are surrounded by 2 lava territories. That is not cool. Man, I almost don't even want to settle here now. I don't think we have a choice, though. This is pretty good, except for the fact that it's 0 dust. 40 plus approval is not horrible. It's basically average. Man, we're in real trouble. Oof. Alright, well, let's send her up this way, and we're going to have to walk through this, unfortunately. Which is actually going to slow us down. I guess we could go this direction and try to go around that way, but... So this lava must come from something over here. This lower region here. Man, this is a rough start. I'm not really excited about this at all. Research. We're going to need dust right away. That's going to be problematic. Do we need dust before we need industry? We're at 0. A single industry building will put us negative. Yeah, we're going to have to go dust first. That's just crazy. Alright. Well, this is going to be a rough start. That's all there is to it. Not the best start ever with 2 lava territories next to us. Lava is not ideal. Or maybe this is just 1 territory. Actually, this is all 1 territory. Okay, well that makes a little more sense. I thought that this was 2 for some reason. Also, the ocean is right here. And we do actually have both of the strategic deposits in this region. Well, we'll have to decide if that's where we want to settle. Settling in a lava territory is really difficult for a lot of factions. Six turns. We're going to get some population pretty quick here because we do have pretty high food. And we are happy, so we're getting a % bonus, which is good. That's going to provide extra food, industry, all kinds of good stuff. What else do we need to do? Anything? I think we're good. Let's go ahead and move on. Alright. I guess we're going to try to walk around this. Ugh. That sucks a lot. There is no way around it. Which means in order to get around it, we're going to have to injure our units. Ugh. Alright. Well. Alright, where's our other military unit? Are these inland waters? What are these? I can't see them. Really? They're like right there. Good lord. Coastal waters. Okay, so this is the ocean. I guess we loop around this way maybe? And try to kind of meet up with our army up here. Sounds like a reasonable plan. We found another strategic deposit and dye. Dye is actually pretty useful for this region. We'll see what kind of quest we get when we grab that. Actually, it's probably just going to be an item. Alright, we're 5 turns away from this. I'm not moving anybody over just yet. We're going to try to grow our population the first 10 turns or so. Empire Mint has been researched. I think Mill Foundry is next. Let's get that. Alright. Tough start. Garen and Boss. What was the minor faction here? Eyeless ones? Well, that's good. At least they're easy to deal with. In fact, does that include our city? Does. We'll just auto-resolve that and let the militia take care of that, and that takes care of those guys. And then we can actually continue our movement. The Magtai. Alright, well those are probably the least exciting unit for this faction. The Magtai are the newest unit that was added when Chinese language support was added to the game. Like earlier this year, late last year. This was like the last update for Endless Legend, supposedly. This is actually a really cool ranged unit that would benefit a lot of factions that don't start with ranged units in their early unit selection. So like Broken Lords would really benefit from this as a local faction early on. You could recruit some pretty reasonable ranged units. But since we start with ranged units, it's much less useful to us. We do have eyeless ones ready to assimilate. We're not going to do that right now. Wrong button. This lava channel through my territory is kind of frustrating. I gotta injure my units to even get around. Alright, we can get to this and get this taken care of, so that's good. Alright, we got the break wall. That's actually a really good shield for our hero. What else did we find? Dust, that's good. We'll go grab that next. And our hero leveled up. Let's go to the skill tree and give you extra movement. Alright, she'll get an extra point of movement next turn. That's really, really powerful. At the beginning of the game, extra movement is really key because you get to do a lot more scouting. Mill Foundry in 1 turn. We still haven't even built the base building. We could accelerate it. Maybe we do, and then we switch to the mill foundry next turn. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get a little bit of overflow into the Empire Mint, but we'll go ahead and move the mill foundry up a turn. We haven't been in dire need of dust just yet, but we are at -2 now. So we're going to have to be careful with only 16 dust in our bank account. This building will actually increase our dust by a little bit, though. Alright, mill foundry's done. What do we want next? I'm actually not 100% sure what the best thing to build here is. Maybe this is a good time for Language Square, since we already have 2 buildings in the queue. Alright, let's grab this. Jotis. Jotis are also a ranged unit, making this territory less valuable in terms of its minor faction than it would normally be. Horanis. Horanis are also a ranged military unit. So this really sucked for us. All of our neighboring units, we have 1, 2, 3 of the 4 neighboring military units. I mean, we have 5. We have 5. So 3 of the 5 neighboring military units, or minor factions, are ranged units, which we already start with. So we definitely want to consider taking maybe one of these 2 territories if we want a military unit from our minor faction. I really think this territory might be the winner just because we can get both resources with 1 territory, and since we didn't start with 1, which really is unlucky, because that's almost, I mean, it's really rare to not start with anything. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Alright, we're gonna zip him around. I can't really move anymore, so I'll just plan on that for now. And I guess over 1. And we'll kind of meet up over here and then head back to our own territory to make sure we are properly equipped for combat. Language Square in 3 turns, 6 turns until Mill Foundry. We're going to try to get our population up to like 4 or 5. Alright. Lots of cliffs, making things a little bit difficult for us. Not much else we can do this turn. Okay, well, we found possibly the most aggressive faction in the game as our neighbors. So getting our military prepared for the immediate future is going to be priority 1 here. Public library we actually have. We'll get 60 dust for building it. That's actually pretty good. Alright. We found the haunts right over here. So the haunts have control of this region. Haunts are a very, very powerful minor faction unit, but they're extremely expensive. They cast like a chain lightning attack, which is really strong in some situations. They also provide bonuses to science, which we actually generally benefit from, but we don't have a lot of science. Yeah, our science is pretty mediocre at the moment. Alright, we have discovered these guys. That's good. Where did we find them? Okay. Well, they see us, but we don't see them for some reason. That's not terrible for us, but we need to make sure that we expand in that direction as quickly as possible. If we don't, we risk losing territory to those guys, and they're not super aggressive because they can't declare war, but they are very aggressive in terms of their ability to acquire land. Alright, what do we want next? We're gonna need this. I'm not sure if it's the next thing we build though. I think we're too many turns away from being able to get one of those down. And that really sucks because one of my favorite strategies with the Vultures is to rush the Alchemist Furnace and get your first extractor down before the first winter. If you do that, you can start collecting, hopefully, enough through temples and through gathering to pop your booster before the first winter hits or shortly after, and collect that bonus for having a, what's it called? A holy resource. Yeah. So you designate a resource a holy resource, you get 200% resource per turn during winter, which is a lot. Alright, we want to get away from this army. They have 2 units and a hero. We only have 1 unit and a hero. We could just move into this. I think we will. And we have no way to get back into our territory in 1 turn, so it's going to take 2 turns. We do have a little bit of dust, which is good. We're going to need it because we're going to retrofit our units here shortly. So if we don't take the Alchemist Furnace because we don't actually have a territory that we can utilize it, what do we take instead? Maybe the sewer system. We're about to lay our second city, and now that we have, I could go talk to these guys. I think we're going to go here first, though. I want to get away from the necrophage. One of the cool benefits is what I just did right there. If you end your turn and you have a units with orders queued up, You only have to press this button one time, and that will move your units for you. That is one of the cool little perks that the Endless Legend community patch added. Very happy that they did. Alright, we could get this done a turn early if we pay a little bit, but I think I'm going to save my money to retrofit units, so we're not going to do that. I am going to continue to keep people on food because I am getting population every couple turns. Once we get to 4 population, maybe we'll move them over to industry, but until then, it's probably fine. We do have a quest for that. I like to expand these so we have more room here to look at stuff. Sewer system in 3 turns. Yeah, we're getting way more buildings than we have industry. That will change eventually. Moving into turn 10, we need to start considering getting some marines built, but we could wait until turn 20. Since we already cleared our main territory, we don't really need to clear another territory, and we do have language squares, so we can parlay with these other territories instead of just fight them. Either way, we do need to upgrade our units' equipment. Is it worth 36 dust to get this down a turn early? Maybe it is. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yeah, look at that. Cut that significantly lower. Okay. Military unit. We need to move into our territory. We need to go to the marine. No, we don't want to delete it. We want to edit it. And we need to get him fully outfitted. I think we'll pass on the trinket for now. And then her, I actually like giving her the bow. And if we could, the extra vision for 23 dust, we could definitely get that done. So that gives me a little bit more vision and a little bit more damage on my hero, which is awesome. And then we need to start talking to units. We have the boss and the Gurren, and those are the two that I really want to consider parlaying with, because both of those could be really decent cavalry units, which means that we don't have to spend tech researching our own cavalry unit. Alright. Is there anything else we want to do this turn? We don't have any resources to pop for boosters. I think we're good. These units keep getting injured by walking over lava. That's not great. Bring 8 glass steel. Well, we don't have 8. That's a problem. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to walk across the lava again. So instead, I think we're going to go down this way and try to scout that ruin. If my units weren't so injured, I'd consider just fighting them, since it's a quest we can't complete. But maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find glass steel in this ruin. So we'll search that first. Oh, is there anything else? Yeah, we can't bribe them. Alright. We've almost got our Empire Mint up. That will help our money situation a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put that on pause for a second. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Okay. Jacob, lay down, dude. My dog's being a little annoying. We can get 15 gold by colonizing Ardo. That actually might be worth my time because I actually was considering colonizing this territory anyways. 15 gold allows us to pop a booster with 2 cities. The minor faction is pretty moot. But we actually get a die deposit and both strategic deposits. So that's almost certainly where we're going to put our first city down. Is it time to get Alchemist Furnace, or do we go for something else? I think we might as well get Alchemist Furnace. The question is, where do we put our city if we did settle here? So we've got this tile and this tile, which both have anomalies on them. But let's take a look at the main tiles. So there's not going to be any food down here, which kind of sucks. That means growth is going to be really, really slow. But there's a fair amount of science and a fair amount of industry and a little bit of gold. I think this area right here makes the most sense. Maybe even like that tile, so we can take advantage of the 5 gold off of that. And then there's a lot of science tiles nearby that we benefit from. I don't see anything over here necessarily that makes more sense. Although we do have this tile. Okay, but there's a temple here, so that ruins it. So a tile like this is really valuable if there's no ruins or villages nearby, because you can actually upgrade a cargo dock, which I've pointed out in almost every game I've ever played. But they're somewhat rare. It's difficult to find one. So there's one right here you could definitely do, but they're not super duper common. 4 land tiles with no structures on them, surrounded by an ocean, or surrounding an ocean tile. Yeah, I think we'll probably end up building down here. Okay, turn 13. We need to get that villager started here. How many turns is that going to take? 11 turns, really? Well, it'll take a lot less than 11 turns because we're going to move all these guys over. So it's only going to take 4 turns. So actually, we probably have time to finish that and maybe that too. I'm going to pause the game for just a second. I'll be right back. I have to take care of something. Alright, now that that's taken care of, we are back in the saddle again. So we have time to get this public library done. If we move all these guys over, what did we say? It would take 6 turns. That puts us at turn 19. I think that's reasonable. We'll finish him 19. We'll be down here 20 or 21. That seems good. Your first settler, there's different ways to approach how you handle your first settler. Generally speaking, one strategy is to try to get your settler down around turn 20 or right on turn 20 if possible. that allows you to get the cheaper empire plan on the same turn that you settle your city if you do it right. If you settle before that, the empire plans get quite expensive, and it can basically lock you out of getting an empire plan altogether. Alright. My unit's got movement. We're good to go there. I guess we'll just end our turn. Right. Nothing. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. So it looks like we're kind of in the south eastern corner of this Pangea. So there's going to be a lot of landmass this direction, a fair amount of landmass to the north of us, but nothing to the east or the south after Erdim. That's actually beneficial to us in some ways because it means we don't have to worry about being attacked from all sides. The downside is the purple player we know are the roving clans, and then we know the blue player is up here. They're the necrophage. They could very quickly hem us in, and so one of the downsides to taking this territory first is these territories both become fair game, but I think we're relatively safe because this territory is in between us. So when this territory goes, one of these is going to go very shortly afterwards, and we don't want to get bottled in here. But I think well, okay, so this one has titanium, and this one has glass steel. This one has glass steel. This one we don't know if it has anything yet. I still think this is the best territory. We have a quest for it. We have 2 resources and die. It's a bad minor faction for us in terms of usefulness in military combat, but I didn't even see this. Okay, so we got a... What is this? That's a lot of industry. And a lot of dust. Maybe this is where we settle our city. If we settle over here, I could get the extractor bonus. The really nice extractor that increases luxury resource growth and also titanium. Yeah, maybe we put a city over here, build a triangle like this, and then get those extractor things on those. That looks like a better spot. I didn't even see that we had 3 of those in a row. And it's really close, probably 2 turns to get to that spot right there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Alright, Empire Plan is imminent. Let's take a look at the Empire Plan just for a second. So it's 20 to get a single tier of anything right now. We don't really have the ability to increase our influence enough to get... So we're 6 turns away. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 4 would be 24. We don't need the growth anymore, so we need to move things around a little bit. If we do this, we could actually get 2 Empire Plan things locked in before we settle. So I think that's what we're going to do. This puts us exactly on turn 20. I can actually do this for 2 turns and still make it, I think. If if I can remember to swap this over in 2 turns, we'll get exactly what we need. Because that's 24. Let's just do this and we can move it back if we need to shave a turn off. Alright, so that color change that we just saw means that we're about to have a eclipse. Holy Resource Boost is active. Vaulters can teleport units directly to any army within an assigned hero on the field. I haven't found a way to take a major advantage of this, at least in the early game. So we can teleport to a hero. So all of our units could teleport to a hero during an eclipse. That's interesting. Definitely has some strategic potential. Our dust is positive, so that's good. Mostly because we don't have any kind of an army. Alright, so what is this military unit going to do? I guess we're going to... yeah, let's go grab that. Alright, 40 more dust. Well, this is interesting. Alright, so some of these are going to turn into sites that we can research during the eclipse, which will be good. We did complete this, which is 60 more dust, which is good. The dust blizzard allows us to teleport. Does it do anything else for us? Not really. And you have to be running your Holy Resource Booster? Man, this has to be the weakest eclipse effect in the game. You have to be running your Holy Resource, and it allows you to teleport to your hero. I'm having a hard time seeing how that's valuable in any way, shape, or form. Alright, we can research that one. These two are not capable of being searched during an eclipse. Neither can that one. Man, we got kind of hosed here on our eclipses. None of these are reusable during an eclipse, huh? Hold up. I like to go 2 points into movement because movement is so powerful. It allows us to get our army around, and we tend to have a single very powerful army that we use teleportation and advanced movement to get around logistically, as opposed to having multiple armies with the Vaulters. Alright. Four turns until we get this. I might be able to move this over here at the very end. So They wanted glass steel, and they don't even have glass steel in their territory. That's interesting. There is another titanium deposit and a dye deposit over here. We see 3 dye deposits all right here next to us. Alright, we need 2 more researches to make it to the next tier. Food is definitely going to be one of them, but probably not the next one. What is going to be the next one? This building is not particularly useful until we get our next territory. Probably in the mercenary market, which unlocks heroes, followed by food. Alright, so we need 4 points to get to 40. This will give us 40 in 2 turns. And this will shave a turn off of this. We could also pay a little bit, but I would rather keep my dust for something else. So moving that over there isn't really helping. We could take a turn off a mercenary market. Unfortunately, 250-ish dust is probably not enough to buy a hero even at this early in the game. We could just get a little bit more dust. I'm gonna go with the science, and we'll just see if we can maybe squeak out a hero. I doubt we'll be able to, but we would really like to buy another hero. I believe the early heroes are all about 300 though. Then again, we get lucky with our pull here. 75 dust is not a bad pull at all. We now have over 300. Man, we just can't get anywhere without injuring ourselves because of all this damn lava. It literally goes from the coast to this mountain and it loops all the way down here. So the only spot that you can walk might be right there. I guess let's go check it out because we are really struggling here. We're so hemmed in, it's not even funny. We're going to need that next. And as soon as this is done, I might move these back over here. Alright, we have enough to pull 2 of these. The 2 that I think I really want is the cost reduction on military units and science on cities. Ooh, science on cities is kind of bad though. Like, we don't actually have a lot of science because of our first starting territory, but I guess we're about to get a bunch because the territory we're going to settle in is going to have a fair amount. I could go with the economy, but I think this is the way to go. Alright. It is turn 20. We can't quite get there in one turn, but I do have a trick that I can allow him to get there in one turn. We can assign our hero to him. Let me just double check. This unit has not moved yet. Okay. So we can assign our hero here. And that should give him an extra point of movement because of the hero's +2 movement, which allows us to get here in one turn, which is perfect. We do not have any boosters we can pop, so we'll go ahead and settle this city. We do get the 15 gold now, which we could pop now. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that popped. That's going to help with our dust situation. And then Mill Foundry first, Empire Mint second, and I'll worry about the rest of this stuff here shortly. I want to buy a hero. Mercenary markets in one turn. Does it make sense to do that? No. We'll just leave it on food. Food is going to be a real problem for this city in the winter because none of the tiles produce food. Okay, and then she doesn't have any movement. She can get to that tile next turn. So the question is, do I want to move them or just move them back to her? I think we just move them back to her. They're going to get to the same spot either way, but by combining those armies together into a single stack, we actually save a little bit of dust. Alright. So there's some logistics play for you. We found the red faction right here. We're really hemmed in now. We've got 3 factions, one to the north, one to the northwest, and one to the immediate west of us. This territory is much more important to scout, which is kind of where we're sending our army, so that's probably fine. Next turn we get the mercenary market and we can look at purchasing a hero. Alright. Eclipse is now over. Mercenary market has been researched, which means we can look at heroes, and we barely have enough to grab a hero. Okay, well this is good. Let's see if there's any good ones. Industry Boost 3. Yes, this is almost certainly the most beneficial hero. Industry Boost 2. These guys are always really, really good. They make some of the best governors for cities. But Industry Boost 3. Yeah, we're going to have to buy that guy. And we are going to assign him to the city, which is going to give us 6 extra industry from our hero. It's also going to allow us to build some marines rather quickly. Did we get to... Okay, we are 3 turns away from this. So the question is, do we want to build military units now or wait a couple of turns until I think we wait a couple of turns. Let's go ahead and get this rebuilt, or at least started. This will give us an extra population pip. It'll also allow us to start our faction quest if we wanted to do that. Eyeless ones are a terrible unit, which we would probably never use. But the 5 happiness isn't completely awful. Is there anything I care about on you? Not really. Do you have any skills? Not yet. Okay. And then this city is just going to stay on food. Yeah. I can't even move off of food or we go negative. That's how bad this is. And this is in the summertime. We're not even in the winter yet. Ugh. That's rough. Also, we are getting some happiness from this booster, which is not going to last forever. Ugh. That's not the greatest. Look at this shit. There is no way for us to move west without taking damage. Destroy a village in Arden. Wait, what? Dasraj. Okay. So we need to go to Dasraj, which is probably this territory here. It is definitely this territory here. And we have to fight cavalry units with archers. Lovely. Injured archers, no less, who are only going to be more injured when we walk through the frickin' lava. Well, crap. Man, there's so many things I need to get built here. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this. Oof, that was close. Alright, grab those pearls. Grab those pearls. Pearls give you XP for your heroes and military units. Alright, they're able to stay positive on food even in the winter time. That's good. Things have shifted a little bit. Cultivation Center is next on the docket, and probably something we want to get done a little bit quicker if we can. I can pull everybody over here, and I don't go negative on food, so that's fine for now. Two turns till Empire Mint. Okay, we've leveled up. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out when you transition from this pool to this pool what the best technology to research right away is. And I've generally come to the conclusion that it's this one. There are very few buildings in the early game that increase your influence, and influence can be really important for a lot of factions. This is the only way to really guarantee that you're going to get any kind of an empire plan moving forward, because the more cities you build, the more expensive all the empire plans become. And so if you want to have a decent empire plan, you're going to have to get this building built right away. So this is, like, I think the most important building to rush in Tier 2. But that being said, it's really hard to rush this building. It has an upkeep of 3 dust, which isn't terrible. But if you neglected to get the sewer system, you're going to start to feel approval problems, and so this building becomes valuable. Dust problems, this building becomes valuable. You really have to have the resources to build some of these other ones, so they're kind of determined by whether or not you have those resources available to you, which we kind of do and kind of don't yet. But this one doesn't require anything other than time. It's just expensive. 250 industry is a lot at this point in the game, but it is something that we probably should get built. And soon, if we plan on having any kind of empire plan. Now that we're in Tier 2, we want to build Marines, but we want to upgrade our Marine design to the Tier 2 Marine design. And that's going to make them much more expensive, but it also is going to make them much more effective. We also want to see how much it's going to cost to retrofit these guys. So it's 70 something. So I'm only going to be able to do one of these guys in the short term. But more importantly, our hero needs retrofitted. So what is it going to cost to throw all that on her? 46. I could upgrade this to the Tier 2 version, but the Tier 2 version of this only improves sharp sense. It doesn't improve the vision range. And the vision is really why I have this trinket. So I'm just going to apply that for now. That basically used up all my dust, which means my 2 Marines are not getting... shoot, if I even walk across that with this guy, he's dead. I could just sell him. Ugh. 45 dust. What's his upkeep? 2? It's just gonna take so many turns to heal him, and so much dust. Is my hero... She's still locked in this army for one more turn. It almost makes sense to send her to Artem for a couple of turns and to disband this army altogether and just build a brand new army of 4. Alright. I've not done this before, but I just think the number of turns to heal and then equip those guys is going to be so much longer than just building them from scratch. Once winter's over, which this winter shouldn't last too long, our industry will improve. And in the short term, I can just attach her here and give this city a small boost to science. Yeah, 0.4. Pretty sad, actually. Okay. What is the most critical thing for us to grab in the next little bit? I'm guessing seed storage? Somehow we can get that done in one turn. I think we should. That will help with our food situation, and we're coming out of winter here very shortly. The best time to get this building up is right before summer starts. What about over here? 2 turns to get that done. How many turns? 1 to 6 turns till winter ends. Let's go ahead and get that building made. Urkins are now on the map. Where are they? I don't see them yet. Maybe next turn we'll see them. Alright, that's probably fine. This also, because we got rid of the military units, it's increased our dust output, so we're going to actually build some dust for a few turns. The other thing that we could do is I actually could get a marine over here. That reduces the number of turns that we build marines down to 9. And that reduces it down to 8. So we'll have a full stack in 8 turns as opposed to 13 turns by doing it this way. I like that. That plan works pretty well. And I think we're just grinding through this, right? Alright, summer is back. We have the potential to build that, but we don't have the resources just yet. I am going to want all of these built at some point. So I might as well queue them up. Okay. Glory of the Empire is almost completed. Alright, Urkins have now broken through the crust. We can see that they're quite a ways away from us, so we won't be able to interact with them anytime soon. This hero is leveled up, and we're going to go ahead and move him up this chain because it is a good chain for a governor. Okay, and now that we're at our second tech for this tree, this is something that I wouldn't normally consider, but the shipyard actually might be really beneficial to us because it'll allow us to bypass this nonsense. We can't get around this. This is very frustrating. The amount of damage that you take from that, I believe, is like percent health too. So it's really, really devastating even when your units are high level. I've never had to take the shipyard this early, but I think it's actually going to be the most beneficial tech that we can take just to avoid damage on our military units. Right. This army can go grab those pearls real quick. Alright, our gold booster has ended, but because we got the sewer system completed, we're still up in the happy range, which is good. I want to get Glory of the Empire next. And I think I want to rush Glory of the Empire here. We could actually buy some of these other ones. I could buy the sewer system. That would move us up to 80%, which would move us into the happy range, which could be good. The other thing we could do is we could move one or more of these over here now. That gets that done in 9 turns. That's not a lot of turns, but +1 approval on happy. So this would increase our influence significantly, as well as all of our other stats. It's basically worth an extra 10 influence, plus the bonuses to everything else we get. They changed her, didn't they? I thought she was plus science, not per population pip, but a flat amount or something like that. This is much less useful to have her in the city. I think maybe the regular Missouri had a slightly different hero. Than the Vaulters. Is it time to move her out? We don't have a shipyard for 5 turns, and we don't have this for 4. So probably not. Alright. We have another eclipse. There is one over here that we could go search. Let's create a new army and assign her to that army, and then move them over here. Okay. Let's almost get to that. That'll be done in 1 turn, that'll be done in 3 turns. I could buy it out. Somehow we've gotten -4. It's because we have 2 armies. We'll fix that shortly. Alright. Yeah. Okay. I could move somebody over to Dust, but I really want to get this done as soon as possible. We also have this to complete. That's actually a really good tile because it grabs us another one of those. So maybe we grab that. 7 food, 6 industries, not bad. It will provide an approval penalty, which will take us down to 75%, but I still think that's happy, and we're not ecstatic, so going from 80 down to 75 doesn't matter that much. If we were at 85, then it would have a bigger impact on our total. Send him down there. And group those guys up. She's going to grab that. And then she's able to group those guys up. Alright, so that'll help a little bit with our income. Definitely have some better military units now. Fortunately, Red has grabbed another territory, and I don't even know who they are yet, which is problematic. I have no way of completing this quest, so I think we're probably just going to do it through brute force here. And then we'll swing him around using the ocean, hopefully. I don't know, what is the... I wonder, they probably don't move faster on the water than they do on the land anyways. I'm not sure what the movement is of embarked units. I haven't spent a lot of time moving military units over the ocean unless they were explicitly ocean units like boats. 2 turns to figure that out. Alright, we got him. We'll just move him down here. I guess we can just move her to that. That will reduce the cost of this slightly. There we go. Empire plan is imminent. We should take a look at that real quick. We're 6 turns away. We haven't even started a settler yet. And we need 80 to maintain the plan we have, or we need a heck of a lot more to go deeper into one of these other trees. 33% building cost reduction if we can get to 120 in 6 turns, but we're only at 4 a turn. 4 times 6 is 24, puts us at 78. We could realistically get to 80. We'll definitely get to 80 because we're going to get an extra 5. 25. So we'll be at just over 100. And if we move anybody over here, we could get a little bit more. We could get to 120. Yeah, we could get to 120. Probably what we want to do. Alright. So what do we need to do this turn then? Anything else? He's out of movement. Shipyard is done. We'll look at that later. Glory of the Empire is complete. We can embark right there. That's probably what we want to do. At the very end of our movement. Alright, what is our water movement? She gained another point. We'll take the extra point of vision, which is always helpful. And we're going to head that direction. And now that we have this, you can see that this is 3 points per turn. So we get a little bit more by putting population pips over here. And so we're at 9 with 5 turns to go. 9 times 5 is 45. 12 times 5 is 60. So we're at 60. That's almost 120. We need like that for 1 turn. And actually that's going to be done in 4 turns, which means the 5th turn is going to give us an extra 5, which means we don't need that. If I did my math right, we should be good on that. Also, this is going to get completed, which also increases our influence. So, and then we need this done in 5 turns. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, what's the next thing? We need buildings to build in our main city. So we're going to have to go... We're going to have to grab buildings that are easy to build. Things like the Central Market or the Imperial Highways are probably both good choices. Everything else we can't really build. I could build Public Granary, which actually wouldn't be a terrible idea. And we actually have the glass steel for it, but I could only build it once. I think Imperial Highways, more dust. We're kind of negative on dust right now. So, yeah. Why are we negative on dust? 2 heroes? The heroes are way expensive. Yeah, we need these guys doing war. Alright. Turn. Whoops, that was dumb. Alright, well, we got rid of that quest, but I kind of goofed up there. Alright, these guys are ready to assimilate. We're not going to do that this turn. We're going to wait until after our Empire plan. That's going to be done in 1 turn. That's going to be done in 4. And actually, when this gets done, we're going to reevaluate whether we need this pip over here, because this is going to increase the amount of influence that we create per turn. We need 120 on turn 40, which is 4 turns away, soon to be 3 turns away. I have no doubt that we'll be able to do it. It's just a matter of how many pips we have to move at the very last minute to make it happen. But we're very, very close. So now we're up to 14 per turn. I don't really want to mess with the altar of Ariga yet. But we'll look at that in a little bit. Okay. Back in the water. I didn't mean to get out of the water necessarily, but at least we got rid of them. They won't be spawning any more military units over here that will mess with our cities, so that's probably good. That's going to be done in one turn. And we have plenty of money. I could grab one of these. I'm tempted to, but we're at minus 10 per turn. I really shouldn't until we get things settled. Alright, so this settler, where are we going with this guy? Man, I don't even know. I haven't even looked at this seriously. I mean, honestly, we should take this territory here so we don't get hemmed in so bad, but let's take a look. So zooming out, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe like right there? So what does that look like? That looks like a mediocre amount of industry and dust, a very solid amount of food, and a very reasonable amount of science. So, that gives us glass steel. The problem is we don't even know who Red is yet. We don't know if we want to be neighbors with them or not. I mean, obviously it's going to happen one way or another, but oh, what is this? The Harness? Actually, the Harness are a cavalry unit too. So that does have a little bit of benefit to us. My dog is being very cranky. Jacob, go. Alright. We did not get to take advantage of that eclipse, which is really unfortunate for us. What the hell? This tile counts as one? Oh my goodness. So all of our units lost 25% of their max health. That's what I said, it's so devastating. Actually, I could craft that for her. That would be a really good shield for her next time she's in our territory. Ah, this sucks. And I still have to walk around this? Are you fucking kidding me? This is the biggest bullshit. Spice is actually really good though. I love spice. It's one of my favorite tier 1 luxuries. Man, this sucks. This is a rough start. This stupid lava's got us all. I don't think I've ever had such a stupid issue with lava. Like, not to this severity. The only good news is anybody who ever tries to attack our capital is going to have to walk through the lava to get to us. Holy moly. What a pain in the ass. I've got to walk like all the way around this. I can't even... Man, this is so frustrating. Alright, well, we're 2 turns away from getting our empire plan. Where are we at here? So we're at 115? If I take this away... 16 per turn. So that's going to be 32. 32 is not enough. So I do need this over here. At least for 1 turn. What are we going to do with this? What is the settler going to go? Alright, one thing that we could do is settle right here. That's a bad settle because of the border. So that's not really reasonable. The reason we would settle there is so we can start collecting glass steel right away. I think we're going to have to go here though. That's the best settle for this. Imperial highways in 3 turns. Oh. Hello? Hello, 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 Kazak. Does it tell us anything about what he wants? Alright. So we don't really know what luxury resource he's interested in. And furthermore, my army is just far too... They already have extractors up. Yeah, we're taking way too long to get some of these things done. We're almost to second winter, we don't even have an extractor ready. I could buy one. If we were to buy one, it would probably need to be glass steel. I just can't really... I don't think we can consider buying one until we get our dust situation under control. I need the dust because we're bleeding dust badly. My army is doing nothing of use. Alright. We do not need that any longer. We're 2 turns away from Imperial Highway. So I can literally move everybody off of industry. But moving them all onto science doesn't actually shave a turn off of this, which sucks. Which means we're gonna have a dead turn. So what am I gonna build for 1 turn? I guess we could start on our next settler. Or we could start on our borough street. Whoa, titanium extractor in 1 turn. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just get all this stuff done. So what are we doing here? Just get 1 point into that. I guess. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Let's go ahead and get 2 of these. Alright, so we got 1 of these guys. It's going to take 1, 2, 3 turns to get all the way over there. So we have a couple of options. I could assign my hero and give him extra movement, which gets him there in... Crap, I already moved my hero this turn, so that actually delays him. Oh, that was dumb. And I still can't quite make it. But we could do this. So she has a movement of 6 plus... It's 4 plus 2. And then he has a movement of 7. So she's actually the one that needs the trinket.
Alright, so now they'll get there in 2 turns. I don't need to retrofit that. Do I have any? Nope. I've got nothing. Wow, this is, I guess I could have attacked the Nydia and gotten some, XP? Oh well. No point in it now. Get that auto move rolling. We got Imperial Highways. And now that the region is secure, build a glass steel extractor. Which unit moved into lava? Oh, yeah, of course. That unit. Okay, whatever. This unit can move to there next. That unit will grab that territory. What are we going to research? We're about to get our resources coming in. We're about to get another 2 cities, so we're going to need more approval buildings here very shortly. So let's go ahead and get that in the queue. That's going to take 8 turns. That's a long time, but not too long. Right of way needs to get completed. I think we just continue to finish off all those buildings there. And then here we're going to go right into right of way. We're not even going to... Do I want to finish this settler? Let's just get 2 settlers out. We can grab that territory and this territory, and then we can backfill this one at our leisure. Over here, this tile's probably the best for a city. Alright. I'm not liking the way that this is going so far, but... this is going to make it really hard to pop our holy resource booster. Alright, well, we found them. So now we know who red is. This will be done in 1 turn. This will be done in 3. Watchtowers. Do we have any good watchtowers that we can lay down? I was really hoping for like one over here. Unfortunately, that city can't build one over there, so no. Watchtowers are pretty inconsequential, which means we're either building a second army, which wouldn't be terrible, but we can't really afford it, or we're building boroughs. Now, let's zoom in here. So we've got 1, 2. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. So this is probably my best one for my number 2. That is going to lower our happiness, but we'll get the central market soon. And then this unit just needs to get the... I can't assign her to a city. Mill Foundry Empire Mint. Glory of the Empire, maybe? Alright. Okay, so we won't have to worry about purple. Blue was up here, but maybe they're fighting purple, so maybe the necrophages aren't as scary as we thought they might be. We thought we were going to have to fight them, but we're actually going to probably end up fighting the Ardent Mages. Which, to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of okay with. I say we just kind of move her around and scout, and then we can teleport her back. Okay. That was actually quite helpful. I can actually get into our territory right there if I wanted to. Is there a reason for me to back out into our territory? I'm not going to be able to equip us with anything. I think it makes more sense to try to continue to search ruins for now. Right, we got this other settler ready to go. We wanted to grab this territory, I think. Oh, I should have retrofitted that before I moved. Oh well. Alright. Can we see their units? 56, 42, 66 compared to our units, which are, yeah, very similar. Not probably a fight we want to get into right away. She's locked for one more turn. Alright, we're about to get some more money because we're going to get right of way completed in 2 different cities. I could also get that completed. And now, actually, might be a good time to get this done. It's going to advance our main quest line, which gives us a bunch of titanium and allows us to build extractors. Cursed bounty. Are you serious? You son of a... Everything is just going against us this game. I haven't had like one good break. Like nothing. I can parlay here. I don't know if I can do that. Alright, well we found blue. 25 wine would be really helpful, but... winter is almost here. I'm considering popping this booster just to get it going, so we can get extra titanium. I would actually have really liked to pop this one, because the dust is a problem for us. But I could wait till the first turn of winter to pop. Thing is, we're four turns away from this. And I think winter's going to be here in less than 4 turns. Alright. Titanium it is. Well, that's a convenient quest. Alright. What can we do with this army? I guess move back this way? Maybe kill these orcs? I don't know. We could bring her back. What does she have left to do over here? Technically, she could collect that. which we should probably consider. I could get this built in 8 turns. Yeah, let's do that. 8 turns is pretty good, and actually a few less than that because we'll get another population pip. That's a really good building to have. Spice would be good. Titanium would be good. Oof. Glory to the Empire, probably important. Right of way, very important. Alright. Anything else we want to do this turn? I am very close to going negative on dust here. Oof. Yeah, we might have to find a way to... What if we put a bunch of people over there? That'll slow it down a little bit. Did we get right of way built anywhere? We're just not making very much from it right now. Ugh. Alright. We've been attacked. We'll retreat. Shoot. We can't actually make it out of their territory in one turn, but we can make it close. Alright. Research completed. I really need more buildings. Public granaries probably where we want to go next, because I'm gonna need more food to get my city built into the triangle. Get her over here. Search that. And then attach her to this army so that they can actually move a little bit further. Where do we want to move her to? Probably want to move down this way to take care of some of these armies, even though we're all injured. Alright. What else? What else? 7 turns till that's completed. Central market in 2 turns increases approval. But that only gets us up to 85, which is not fervent. I think it's 90 for fervent. going to be able to build some pretty big armies here pretty soon. We just can't afford them. That's fine. We're on our way. The Draken with a random army over here, which means they're probably pretty close as well. They might be right over here. This little corner of the world has become quite crowded. What can we build here? Central market in 4 turns, probably. I have dye being produced, but I can't run it yet. Glass steel. I didn't realize that this territory had both as well. That's actually really good for us. Oh my lord. Are you kidding me? Yeah. This lava's killing me. Literally. Jacob, go. Well, we didn't lose any Marines, so that's a good thing. At least the AI allowed our infantry militia to tank. But yeah, this is just rough. We are just struggling heavily here. And I don't even know... We've got like 1 point of movement. Glory of the Empire, and I gotta have food. That city's got food, that city's got food. This city... Yeah, that's at 0. It's actually still showing negative growth, but it's very minor. I'm probably okay with that. What is the growth? We're at -1 food per turn. I would rather not be at -1, so. Okay. Somebody's captured this? Looks like it. Maybe not. It's not colored, so it shouldn't be captured. Well, our scientific research is going just fine. I think what we're going to do, grab that. I think what our long-term plan is, if we were to continue this game, would be to make allies with purple and try to get them to either keep blue off our back or help us in a war with red. I think we could probably handle a war with red if purple can keep blue off our back. But I'm kind of thinking that's where we're heading if we end up playing that long. Kind of starting to lose a little bit of steam here. And I'm very frustrated with this lava shit. This has been the shittiest lava. This is just complete BS. That it just completely zoned us off in this little corner. We can't move our units around it anyway. Even when I tried to go through the water, I end up dinging myself. It's so dumb. I really don't like this, the way that it works. Super risky, but we'll try it again. Yeah, we lost one this time. And if I walk there, all my units just die instantly. So retarded. I don't like... very frustrated with this. Okay, so these guys need a public granary. These guys need... maybe a watchtower? Not really. Maybe a settler? I don't know. Jeez. Oh. I can't handle this. Yeah, this is just gonna... I think this is it. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into this video. My dog's going crazy because he wants chow. And this lava's just driving me crazy. So yeah. We're gonna call it quits.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I might try this again a little bit later, but yeah, I'm happy to be back. Hopefully this recording works okay and I can start doing some recordings again, at least on a limited basis until I can get my hardware completed and completely repaired. So if you enjoy the video, let me know if you'd like to see something different or you want to see one of the other things I mentioned earlier on. Let me know. And this has been The Nose Plays. You guys have a wonderful